Hello there, guys and girls and ladies and gents. I've made a massive boo-boo and I've accidentally deleted episode 9 and I can't recover the footage. We did stay at Llangefni in the end, okay, and this is how it played out. I know I was going to show you the last game of the season. Luckily, we'd already wrapped up the title in the episode before. Could you imagine if I hadn't wrapped up the title and I'd lost the footage of the last bit? It would have been absolutely disastrous and devastating after the whole season build-up, and then the final episode we win it and I just don't get it in there. But anyway, this is just going to be a very quick snapshot as to what happened in that episode. In the end, we managed to finish top. We finished on 62 points. Cohen Bay finished on 53 points. So obviously that bad run of form that they were having, I think they drew or lost the last game of the season, if I remember rightly. In terms of award winners, we also won Manager of the Year for that season, so another little notch on our CV. We in the end decided to stay at Llangefni, okay? And the reason that we stayed at Llangefni, now please bear in mind, when I show you the Club Vision tab next, it's going to be slightly different in terms of the wages, what I'm paying out for, than what you're going to see in the next episode. But that will be explained in the next episode, and I'll go through who we've brought into the club. I'm just giving you a quick snapshot. We had a wage budget of £330. It wasn't even that much, but we were spending over it on £330. They offered us, it's lower, again, ignore everything that's going on up here. Alright, don't worry about this right now. Just look your eyes down here, please, okay? We were offered a wage budget of £3 a week. From the 330 that we had, I was in dreamland. I was in absolute dreamland, and I'll go on and show you who we've brought into the club a little bit later on in this episode. But £3 was what we were offered. I then decided to reduce that slightly, move it over to transfer budget, and I've put that in the scouting budget. Again, we talk about that soon. Llangefni offered me another 1-year deal. Okay, and in the Premier Division, I can't click on it because it's going to show you where I am right now, and I'm ahead from where you're going to see, so I do apologise, and don't worry, I won't sillily delete another episode moving forward. We're in the Welsh Premier Division now, and you can potentially get European qualification from that. What happens? It's 12 teams in a league. You play each other once, the top 6 go into the contenders bracket, and the bottom 6 go into a playoff bracket. Wherever you then finish out of them 6 teams in a mini-league is dependent on what happens. You can get Champions League qualification if you come first, Europa League and Europa Conference League, depending on where you finish within the top 6. And the bottom 6 is self-explanatory. The bottom 2 obviously get relegated because one comes up from the north, one comes up from the south. So our main objective is to finish 10th or above. The board has said that we're going to be bravely fighting against relegation, and I kind of cover all this in the episode coming up. But I just wanted to put this quick snapshot in there because you're probably expecting Season 2, Episode 9, last game of the season, end of season review. Well, so was I, and I was expecting to bring that to you. However, it's not here. So I've put this together for this episode. But thank you very much for all this support. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll crack on with Season 3, Episode 1. Hello and welcome back to Season 3 with Llangefni. We did stay, as you saw in the last episode. Of course, we could not stay after getting into the Welsh Premier Division. So we're here at the start of the season. As usual, we've got our first round of the Cup. We're in the Nathaniel MG Cup second round, and we drew Bala Town, and so we have them again. So hopefully we'll have a repeat of the result last season where we managed to beat them 3-0. Few things have changed. We've done the pre-season. I'll show you them results shortly. A few things to note. I completed my National B licence. Straight away went to the board and went, look, you want me to carry on managing the team better? You want me to carry on getting the best out of the players? I need my National A licence. And they have agreed for me to study that. So I'm currently doing my National A licence. So again, in terms of the save, we've shown our commitment to Llangefni in that first season. Finished third. We didn't get any of our coaching badges as it got rejected every time. But to be fair, since then, they have allowed us to go on and go on and go on. So at the moment, we are studying for our National A licence. But realistically, you're not interested in that. You're interested on who's come into the club. We are currently spending £966 per week on our wage budget out of an allocated budget of 2,822. So I've not gone crazy. I've not changed the world. That is a fair bit more than the 340 that we were spending. But let me show you who we've brought into the club. So to start with, at the end of last season, before the season ticked over, so it goes into last year's transfers, so to speak, we brought in Max Moore. He is a 21-year-old Welsh winger. He can play on either wing, and he's very competent on playing on either side, and he can also play as a striker, so it gives us that depth. We have also brought in Luke Evans, which everyone knows from the last season. Obviously, I showed you that on the last episode. He has now officially joined the club. He's come in now as a 4-star player. He's a star player who could still improve. He will be slotting in that cam position. He will probably rotate more with Barlow. I would say he will probably start more often than not, just because we need that added quality within the squad. And as you can see from the friendly appearances, he made 4 appearances, 1 as a substitute. He's already scored 1 goal and has got 3 assists. We've also brought in Math Howell. He is another left winger. So what will probably happen, Math Howell, that's right, Math Howell is going to play on the left. Max Moore will probably play more on the right and get that more of a natural position for him. Again, exactly the same as Max Moore, to be honest. We had to get better wingers in and we had to get some more quality wingers in. And then last but not least, we've brought in James Sprice. He is a striker, out and out striker. We wanted to just give a little bit more... Improvement's probably a harsh word, because realistically Owen couldn't have done more for us in the last 2 seasons, but I think we need that quality of depth to be able to mount a sort of at least a good attempt at staying in the league. We also need a bit of competition there. Lewis Owen realistically last season and the season before knew he was never going to get dropped, whereas at least with James Sprouse coming in, it adds us a different bit of a dimension. He's got 13 heading, 13 finishing, good pace, good acceleration, so he's an all-round good finisher, to be fair. So what does that do to the actual starting lineup? Well, we're in our first cup game and we're pretty much going to play our strongest 11. We want to get as much money as we can this season, but we are going to let Lewis Owen start. We're not going to start the new striker yet. He is on the bench, however. The only position really that we're weak in at the moment, I would say, is centre-back. We can't get rid of Mike Williams or Jamie Couchman with how they've performed in the last 2 seasons for us, specifically Mike Williams. Pretty much everyone who wasn't on a contract has been offered a contract. Lewis Barlow and Felipe Edmonds, I just need to sort out their contracts shortly. I don't want anyone getting poached halfway through the season or towards the end of the season. That's where we're at the moment. We're going to get the game underway. We've got Ballatown in the second round of the Nathaniel MG Cup. Let's hope. Realistically, if we get knocked out of this one, it's not a bad thing. We know we don't get any money from this cup, so I'm not too bothered if we get knocked out, really. So if we get knocked out, great. If we go through, great. I don't really mind either way. So let's get the team sheet submitted. Let's get the first game of the season underway and see what we can do. So here we are, the team sheets have been submitted and rubber stamped, and this is what we are playing with. We've got Jack Davies in goal, Felipe Edmonds, Jamie Couchman, Mike Williams and Joey Hughes in at left back. He has come straight into the starting lineup. It means Jack Graham can drop onto the bench as a left back, centre back cover. We've got then Finley Goodridge and Heisman in midfield. We've got Max Moore and Math Howell on the wings. Luke Evans just behind, Lewis Owen leading the attack. We'll be looking at James Sprouse to come on maybe at half time just to see what he can do. Pressure is all on them, so we're going to go pump fist to encourage the boys. Pressure's all on them. Let's go out there and cause an upset. As usual, we're going to be dibbed against every single player as the weak link here, I think. We've already been dibbed as the media to finish bottom of the league. The board wants us to bravely fight against relegation. But if you remember, that's typically when we play better. When our backs are up against the wall, the Llangefni fans and the players, they all unite and we manage to put in some good performances and stay up or get promoted like we did last season. 40 minutes played here. At the moment, no shots on targets. That is a little bit disappointing. We've had 60% of the possessions. We're dominating the ball, but we're not making it turn into goals or even shots on target at the moment. We're not going to win if we don't shoot. It's been a really disappointing to watch. It's all well and good having all the possession. We're going to bring off Owen. We're going to bring on James Sprouse and just see what he can do. We're going to change him into a poacher to get the game underway. Let's see what he can do in the second half. Number 13 is who we're going to be looking out for in this game, Mr. James Sprouse. We're going to encourage the boys again. 58 minutes played here. Safe possession from the opposition. Long ball over the top. Joey Hughes is tracking him back quite well. Gets in. Oh, he just can't get his tackle in. I thought he was going to give away a penalty, but it's dropped to their defender, their striker, and he's put it in the back of the net. Let's just have a look at that again here. Joey Hughes, he does well to put him outside straight away, but we just don't get across well. He tries to get in, and the attacker just gets the ball off to their attacker. And unfortunately, he manages to squeeze that in at the back post. So 59 minutes played here, 1-0 down. What's going to be the reaction of the boys? Realistically, like we said at the start, if we do go out of this cup, it's not the end of the world. It's not a cup that's going to pay the bills, so to speak. It is nice, of course, to get into winning ways. Possession play here. Lovely ball from Moore into Heijman. He absolutely lashes at it. Come on, Heijman. You can do so much better than that. We're going to look to make some changes in the 70-minute mark, but for now, we'll let this highlight play out, see what we can do here. Evans into Goodridge. Heijman. Sprouse tries the ball to absolutely no one by the looks of it. 78 minutes played. Let's make some substitutes. Let's bring on Barlow. Let's bring off Goodridge. Howell with the ball in. Oh, it just gets tipped over the crossbar. Goes out for a corner. Let's see if Luke Evans can get a better delivery here. We've actually just taken him off, haven't we? So Howell takes it. Never mind, it must have been an absolutely awful delivery because we didn't even get to see the highlight. Attacking highlight here for us. Heijman into Howell. Edmonds. Moore. Oh, he just can't get his header on target. Just goes over the crossbar. 3 minutes of additional play here. I think this is going to be us out of this cup, but like I said, that's not a problem. We can then focus on the more important things at hand. Realistically, staying in the Premier Division is going to be our main objective of this season. But there we go, 1-0 loss. Unfortunately, I'm not going to obliterate the team. I'm not going to have a go at them. I think we've done what we could have done today. We're going to go, I'm proud of your efforts, even if it wasn't to be our day. Keep the team motivated. We don't want to start demotivating them from the start. Just a quick snapshot as well into the schedule and the friendlies that we had. As I said, I would go through that with you. We lost our first friendly 3-1. We was playing against the Vanarama national side, so I guess that's to be expected of the quality of football over there. We then won our remaining friendlies 3-0, 4-0, 3-1 and 3-2. Owen and Barlow playing quite a pivotal role in them, scoring quite a lot of goals between them, really. James Sprouse come on at half-time in that friendly and managed to bag 2 goals. We also beat our nemesis, Cohen Bay, in a friendly as well, just to add a little bit more salt to the wound after we went up, just to really rub it in that little bit more. So next we've got our first league game of the season. Very exciting times indeed. This is where we really just want to focus on what we can do on picking up the points in the league. So here we go. We have got our first league game of the season. We want to pick up as many points as we can just to try and finish at least 6th or higher. If we can get 6th or higher, it means we're not going down. And that's the main objective for this season, to not go down. Realistically, it's going to be tough. Let's be honest, it is going to be a very tough league. A lot of these teams are paying some audacious amount of wages, £300-400 a player, whereas we've got the budget to do that, but we just haven't found that type of player to really offer that money to at the moment. And even if we do, the other Welsh Premier Division teams are obviously sniffing around at the same time. Let's get into the boys and let's get the team sheets submitted. I think what we're going to do, we're going to start Sprouse instead of Owen in this game. And then what I think we'll do, if things aren't going well, we'll bring Barlow and Owen on just so they can try and have an impact later on in the game, potentially. I really don't know the quality that we're coming up against. Obviously, we're completely unfavoured like we always are, but we could come up against these teams and actually perform really well. So here we go, the team sheet is in. Only one change from that cup game, so I won't go through the whole team sheet again. Just James Sprouse comes in for Lewis Owen, Owen dropping down to the bench. Let's hope we can get the momentum going and the good times flowing. We've got nothing to lose here. We know how good we are. Let's show everyone else what we're capable of. I think that's a good start. First league game of the season. No one knows us. We're going to be the bogey team for some of these teams out there. Let's just try and pick up the points and see what we can do this season. Edmonds into Heijman. Edmonds with a ball over. Moore's there. Oh, he hits the outside of the net in. It goes out for a goal kick. Long goal kick from them. Straight over the top. Davies does well, safe hands. Heijman's back there to clear up the danger. It goes out for a corner. What can we do from this corner? Couchman's there, defends very well indeed. End of the highlight for them. 20 minutes played. Let's just encourage the boys. So far, playing well. Dominating the possession again, which we typically do. Heijman into Moore. What can he do here? Back to Heijman. Evans. Hughes. He's there. Moore's there. He's scored in the first game of the season in the actual league. He's got his first goal for Llangefni Town in competitive football. It was a beautiful ball in from Edmonds. I thought it was getting a bit congested in there. I didn't know if we were going to be able to do anything. Edmonds outside the boot there. Lovely cross, and Moore's there to finish off with a fantastic header at the back post. Keeper was beaten, couldn't do nothing about that. It's 26 minutes played, we've scored that. Let's see if we can hold on now till half time. Hopefully we can. Let's praise the boys, they're doing well. 39 minutes played, highlight here for them. Crossfield ball, gets blocked well by Howell. Fantastic tracking back there by the boy. Hughes here with the throw-in into Couchman. Hughes into Goodridge. Lovely look crossfield ball into Edmonds to switch the play there. Goodridge, Moore. Rice. Evans. Oh, it goes over the top. The defence. Oh, what has he done there? Shoot back across the goalkeeper. The defender completely misguided the flight of the ball. Sprouse was in, but couldn't do anything with it. He's offside, of course he is. Never pass back to the corner kick taker. They never come out quick enough. So there we go, half time, 1-0 up. Let's get into the dressing room. Let's get the boys pumped up to go into the next half. We want to keep this lead going. We want to keep the good times flowing. Pretty sure I've already said that now. That might just become a little bit of a saying that we say. Let's have a look here. Pumped fists. Things are going well, but I know you're capable of even better. We're going to go with that and just see what the players do in this second half. Let's just make sure we stay solid. That was one of the main platforms of success that we built in the season last year. We managed to keep defensively solid. We knew even if the attackers had the off game, even if we could just pinch a goal, one or two, we typically can see out a result and grind out the 3 points. And that's what we need to do this year, even more so this year. We need to be defensively sound and solid. Oh, that was close. They were in on the goal there. To try and just nick them 1 or 2-0 wins. I don't want to see, well, I would love to see a 5-0 win, of course I would. But if there's a difference between a 1-0 guaranteed win or going and losing 3-2, I'd rather get the 1-0 guaranteed. It might be a little bit more boring for the fans at the ground, but it's all about survival this season. If we can stay up this season, who knows? It might be European football on the cards next season for Llangefni Town. Heijman into Goodridge. Evans. Oh, that was not far over the crossbar at all, that one there. 57 minutes played. Another highlight here for them. Lots of fans there for them. The stands are almost full. The Llangefni boys aren't used to playing in front of this amount of fans and supporters. I mean, the stand behind the goal is still empty, and as we say that, they've got the highlight, they've got the goal. We're too worried about the fans. We're not concentrating on the football. Edmonds really should be doing better there. He's come inside and swapped with Williams. It's not his natural position to play in the centre, and we've obviously conceded, gone down 1-1. 59 minutes played. How can we react? Let's encourage the boys. Long ball over the top. They're in. Oh, it just goes out for a corner. Goalkeeper manages to get a hand on it. What can we do here from the corner? Let's defend this well. We do. Goes out for the throw-in. Evans plays it into Howell. Into Hughes. Howell. Hughes with the ball in. Moore's there again with a header, but goes straight into the goalkeeper's hands, unfortunately for us. Sprouse hasn't had a very good game, so let's bring Sprouse off and bring on Owen. Don't think we're going to make any other subs right now. Let's see what Lewis Owen can do in the final 25 minutes here. Hopefully he can get onto one of them long through balls by Mike Williams. Evans with the delivery. Oh, it's gone just over by Williams. Just over the crossbar. That's the delivery that he can do. From a dead ball set piece, he's very good on the ball, which is going to help us, I think, with corners and free kicks like that. We need to make the most of it, especially in this league. Hughes with the ball over to Heisman, doesn't get there. Evans picks up the loose ball. Owen. Moore. Oh, close again. I think we've got a little bit of a gem here. Will Jones who? 5 minutes of added time. Even a draw away from home isn't exactly a bad result on the first game of the season. It sort of calms the nerves going into the rest of the games. Goodrich tries the ball over the top, but unfortunately doesn't get there. And that's full time. 1-1 away from home, first league game of the season. We'll take it. It's not the best result. By all means, we were unlucky today, but again, it's not a bad result either. Picking up a point away from home, not bad at all, especially with the form that we know we can show when we are at home. So we've got our first draw for the JD Welsh Cup, and this is the cup really we want to be doing our work in. We have got a nice tie really at home against a team that isn't even in a league according to the game, all grey players, so it should be a nice easy win in our first game in the JD Welsh Cup. Hopefully we can just string together a nice cup run again, just to bring some more money into the club. Potentially we can even then look to do even more coaching badges, depending on how the board and how generous the board are feeling. What that does is it means we play on Saturday the 9th of September. What I think I'll do, it's a very short season, so to be honest, I don't think I'm going to skip sort of like 3-4 games in a row. Not to start with anyway. When it gets down to the mini conference, maybe we'll then start skipping a few games. But I think what I'll do, I'll skip the game at home. I'll then come back for Newtown away and the cup game. We'll then see what happens with the next draw. And I think we'll play most of these games on camera, skipping the one here and there. What I don't want to do is skip too much and not see enough. But of course, we have got a 36 game season rather than the shorter season that we had last year. So again, I don't want it to get too much that it's boring, but I don't want you to not see enough where you feel like you haven't seen enough of the action in the actual league. Maybe that will change as the schedule goes on. Maybe we'll start then skipping the two here and there. But for now, I'll skip this home game. We'll play our Newtown away game and then our cup game in the next episode. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please subscribe if you're new around here. Leave a like if you haven't already, because it does help me a lot more than you think. Leave a comment down below. Where do you think we're going to finish in the league? After that first league game, where do you think we're going to finish? We do this every season. Let me know your expectations and where you think we will go. I think it's going to be tough. I mean, that point for us straight away is good, considering they've already got -4 goal difference to two teams in the bottom half. And to be fair, we have got them two next. We can win both of them. We're up to 7 points. Who knows? It could be a mid-table finish. If we can finish 6th in terms of before the season cuts off, the mini-season cuts off, then great. We're not going to get relegated and we can just push on from there, really, with playing without fear. But let's see what happens. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never